Our 9th work session for the Newton County Board of Education to order. Would everyone please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight, I believe we do not have any special recognitions and no public participation. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Superintendent's report, Dr. Lockhart.
Yes, we'll start with the financial report, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Our SPLOS receipts for August which are actually July collections, $957,507, and that's an increase. We're still waiting for the final ad valorem tax and motor vehicle and TAVT collections for last year from the tax commissioner. This meeting was kind of early. I still don't have all of that information, and so we still show, you know, as I've said before, for July and August, most of those salaries are accrued into the last year, so the expenditures don't look very normal. Mostly it's the things that we pay at the beginning of the year, like software maintenance fees and such, and insurance. And that is it.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Ms. Bullard? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Operations.
Yes, Madam Chair. Operations report, a few items we'd like to bring to your attention, mainly in the name of statistics. Maintenance and operations. Maintenance received 1,256 work requests in August, and 1,103 have been completed, so there are 153 remaining work orders in progress, so they're really doing a good job of trying to address the needs of the district. In school nutrition, just a few things here. My payments plus revenues year to date were $107,000. This is a 4.78% increase over the same period in the school year last year, so again, that's a good thing. Just for our breakfast and lunch totals that have been served thus far, the breakfast total having been served is 141,866. For lunch, it's 307,902. So again, we're really producing a lot of flow through our cafeterias here. Another item I want to bring to your attention is in item number 5. Cucumbers, green peppers, peaches, watermelon, all of these are locally grown items, so we do our very best to try to support our local community with our various products that we use within our cafeterias. If we could turn to page 2 under student transportation. Just like to bring to your attention that Student Transportation Department continues to conduct the SOAR, Safe, Orderly, and Respectful School Bus Safety Program at each elementary school. We've had a chance to visit that. It's an astounding program where you really get to teach children about school bus safety, and if you ever get a chance to see it, it is indeed a treat. There's Elvis the Safety Owl and the SOAR school bus safety team, and they're out visiting schools, and the calendar for future visits is listed below. With that being said, those are the items of interest that I would like to share with you with the operations report. Are there any questions?
Okay, no questions. All right, curriculum instructional program.
Yes, ma'am. Curriculum instructional technology report. Not much that I would like to pull out, but to draw to your attention, item number 1, the first education summit of the year was August 23rd. Dr. Adolph Brown was our featured speaker. Turnout was fantastic at the school. We had a large number there, but then we learned that 1,250 people logged on using our live streaming service. We want to really thank Ms. Dina Sams for her work in putting that program together. want to thank Dr. Shattuck and his team for creating that live streaming feature, because as soon as people found out that they could stay at home that morning and be able to still access it, apparently they decided to take that service. So again, that was really good for the entire community. The only other item of note that I'd like to bring to your attention is on page 3, and that's item 19. As of September 2nd, there are 59 high school students and 18 middle school students enrolled in the Ombudsman program. And that concludes the CIT report.
Okay, do we have any questions? Okay, enrollment report.
Yes, ma'am. Enrollment as of September 4th, 2014 is 19,624 students. This same time last year was 19,481 students. So we have an extra 143 students than we did this time last year.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Go back to item 19.
Yes.
What's our total contract with Ombudsman with the total number of students? Because it seems as though the number's been dropping some.
Our number is in about 200 students that we can serve with Ombudsman. And so again, now it's early, but again, some good things have been happening apparently in both the school settings as well as with the Ombudsman program. Ombudsman, traditionally, they have a fairly low recidivism rate. And so once students go through, you'll find more students are able to remain at the base school once they return. Plus at your base schools, in your middle schools, your PBIS programs are running pretty strongly. We're seeing Newton High has a PBIS program. Alcova, they're really doing some good things there, as well as Eastside. So all of these things are contributing to lower numbers.
I know you have the numbers tonight, but I would be interested to find out what was the peak number of last year, okay, so we can compare it to this year. So
for this, okay, what we can do is give you this time versus last year, right? Just like we do an enrollment report. Yes, sir.
Well, two things. Number one, yeah, for this year, up until this year, last year to this year of this time period.
Yes, sir.
But to revisit it at the end of the school year,
okay, to
do a peak at that given time, so when we get ready to negotiate, we may not want to,
right,
have that many students.
I think they served over almost 300 students over the course of the school year, from beginning to end, total 300. So they're rotating in and out of seats.
But in our contract, for the total number that can be there at one time.
Right.
Yes.
That's
right,
what I'm saying.
But then over 300 have passed through at some point.
Right.
But what you would like to see would be a comparison this month, September 14 versus September 13, and so that way.
Because if we're contracting for 250 for just a number, and we only at any given time in the school year, we're only serving 200, then we may need to renegotiate the contract for 200 instead of 250.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good.
Just a comment. I don't think we should, I don't know if we're underestimating. We've invested quite a bit of funds into programs that will reduce the number of referrals.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, reduce the potential of those students' behavior going to Ombudsman. And again, back to what Mr. Turner said, that cap should be visited. Now, another aspect of it, we spent $3 million into, what's the name of the program?
Ombudsman?
No. I dropped my memory. The program that we got, high school, that observed from the student teachers and the cameras and everything.
Oh, ViewPath.
ViewPath.
Yes.
And how much that has contributed
to
reducing our behavior issues. And that, as we make improvement in those programs as mentioned, that's going to force us, or it should force us in due time to consider a April negotiation.
Yes.
And we should, in our opinion, start constructing a financial position as to how it would look inside versus outside.
Yes, sir.
And I think now's the time to start preparing that.
You'll be pleased to hear we're already beginning those investigations and trying to look at cost analysis, trying to look at various factors that are making a difference or impacting our discipline. So expect to hear from us within the coming months about alternative education and what we're doing here and how we may be able to streamline our efforts.
Much appreciated.
Yes, sir.
One other comment, I know, is that the DOE is offering access to books through the internet.
Yes.
How are we going to take advantage of that in terms of our book purchases? And to what extent will that negate of purchasing books, both from a student, teacher classroom, building level, and district? Because that access to that system is free. And I think we should take advantage of it. But I don't know to what extent and how I think we should explore. Yeah. She was, I mean.
Dr. Shedden could probably speak to that. We're talking about one-to-one technology and investigating. We've actually started a pilot at Indian Creek via Panasonic where they're partnering with us, and the result of that study will give us more information about teachers learning how to use the technology, students interacting with the technology, and how one-to-one could potentially work. And so from there, Dr. Shattuck has been investigating and trying to figure out how to capitalize on that sort of opportunity. So it's already in the works.
She was. Well, I got to come up with 3 that you haven't.
Thanks a lot. We're pretty good around here.
Okay.
We're beginning to anticipate the questions.
Now, that's fantastic. Well, I'm impressed. I am satisfied.
I do have one, while we're back on the CIT report, I do have something that I would like to say, and that's regarding item number 1. I want to commend you guys on the job well done and how that was put together for the community, for our parents. Even the showcases, Ms. Sams, of the kids, our kids' talent, I really appreciated that, because then people from other schools, parents from other schools, got to see what's going on at our middle school. That choir was excellent. So I really appreciate that, and we had some comments from a lot of parents that day, and a lot of people called me as well. So thank you guys for doing that. It was an excellent opportunity. Even the live stream, Dr. Shattuck, there was a board member down in Saundersville, they don't say Sandersville, Saundersville, that watched it and was very impressed. So thank you guys for that. So that was great.
Excuse me, let me plug another one on that. I hate to do this, but there were some friends that I informed them about Dr. Brown. And they got a group out of Albany, Georgia, and they had a little Saturday morning party. And it was about 26 people. And they saw this, and they are just livid. Moving to a point, they have contacted him.
Wonderful.
For, I don't know where the negotiations stand right now, but they are very interested in duplicating what we've done here. So that's a say that a job well done. And again, Ms. Sams, I can't say enough about you.
Yeah. Ms. Sams is our event organizer. She has been through the whole process of the Education Summit and has done a fantastic job with organizing, getting people involved, getting sponsorships, getting all of the right people in the right places, making sure that everything just works out so that when we walk into the place, it's perfect. And we certainly appreciate her efforts and the team. And, you know, we had all of our principals there on Saturday for the Education Summit to help. I had a parent walk in, and I think you heard the parent when she was complimenting us on how this was such a major event and how we had no issues with traffic. We had it planned out so well that the directions through Mike Barr and his team, everybody was where they were needed to be. Jan with her organization of having a little light breakfast. I mean, it takes a whole team effort, and I'll just go on the record to say that I have one of, if not the best, leadership team in the district, in the state, comprised of the executive support team and our school leadership. They were all in 150%. And so I'm really proud of all of them and the hard work to make a vision such as this come to life. So thank you for acknowledging.
That's all I have.
Okay. The presentation, we're doing that now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
At this time, we ask for Ms. Dina Sams to come forward. She's going to discuss the 21st century programs at this time, and we'll turn the floor over to her.
Dina, if you might just real quick before we get to the board item, just mention the new award so that everybody's clear.
Okay, and we actually have 3 new grants. One is our FY10 grant was ending, so we reapplied for that. And that was Indian Creek, Newton High, and West Newton. The way we did our grant applications, to get more bang for our buck or have a better chance, we coupled our schools together so that we can get the majority of the priority points. And it's my understanding that we were the only county that received all of their grants. Because we were told that we might get 1, possibly 2, but we had no idea that we would get all 3. So it's been a major undertaking to get those going, but we're off and running, and we're in every school. So, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, if you would turn your attention to the screen. We're going to talk about our 2013-2014 program results. We are charged with sharing our results every year with our stakeholders, so we will be giving this presentation to our board, to our advisory board, as well as our school leadership and our parents. So I wanted to go ahead and share with you how we fared this year. In the presentation, throughout the presentation, you'll see photos that we've taken of different activities, so that gives you a look, rather than me talking about them, it gives you kind of a look at some of the things that we've done throughout the year. All right, so let's move on into our programs for our approach. We have the same approach that the district has in terms of the after-school program. We want to make sure that what we're doing is aligned with all of the district's, district strategic plan. And so when we're looking at our approach, we want to make sure that everyone that's involved with this program understands that relationships, relevance, rigor, and results. Those are the 4 areas we focus on in keeping with our district's mission. There's a little bit of information about 21st Century. Of course, it's a federal funded program, Title IV funds, and it's a program that is all throughout the country. So Georgia is just one of the states that have been making these 21st Century awards. So who do we serve? First thing you saw in our 4R approach was relationships. Relationships is very key to our success in this program. Who do we serve? We serve students who did not meet standards on CRCT, EOCT, and our high school graduation test. We know it's going away. But we're focusing on those standardized tests, making sure that our students pass. Students in need of remediation and credit recovery, students who are retained due to academics and attendance, and then students that have other at-risk factors, be it truancy, disruptive behavior, maybe students that are in foster care, those types of barriers that present with our students. And then families in need of education, because 21st Century just doesn't just focus on students. We focuses on self-sufficient families. So we want to make sure that we're offering the supports that families need as well. So some of those might be getting them connected with our community resources, such as GED classes. There are occasions where they might need rent assistance or anything like that. If that presents to be a barrier to that family and it's affecting the student when they come to school, then we work through all of that with the families, and we use our community partners to help us get that done. Our demographics, this is again who we serve. Our grants are broken down by schools, and ASAP 2 is our FY10 grant. It is Indian Creek, Newton High, and West Newton. So as I report about ASAP 2, just keep in mind that I'll be referring to those 3 schools. We have served 270 students, 172 regular attendees. Those are students who have attended the program 30 or more days. As you can see how our demographics break down, we served mostly female there in the ASAP 2 grant, and then majority African American students. The majority of our students are free reduced lunch, so 87% are what we would consider economically disadvantaged. Demographics for ASAP 4, that's Alcovey, Clements, Cousins, Liberty, and Veterans. That is our continuing grant. And we served 389 students, 254 regular attendees. Had almost an even split with our male and female population. Again, majority black students, and then 83% were free reduced lunch. Relevance, why do we do this? One of the things I ask my sites to do is come up with a philosophy statement of what you feel encapsulates your program and the things that you offer in your program. So I just wanted to share with you one of the philosophy statements one of my sites came up with. And it says, the after-school program dedicates itself to providing a challenging, nurturing, and safe environment for disadvantaged or at-promise students from our larger student population. Our program promotes excellence in academics while encouraging positive life choices for our students. Each day, students are offered the opportunity to receive tutoring and guidance from a student in each of their core subject areas. Students are also allowed an enrichment class which affords them the opportunity to challenge themselves artistically, physically, academically, and personally. We seek to build student character by mentoring our students in a variety of mediums from a multitude of educators. And that to me just says that we are looking at not just the academic part of the program. The personal social skills are very key to these students catching up and wanting to learn. So we want to make sure that we have the mentoring component built in there. We make sure we have all the other supports that they need to be successful. So looking at rigor, what services we offer and how. We offer, our focus is academics. These are aligned with our program objectives and goals and objectives. We look at increasing performance in academics, and we do that by providing remediation and tutoring, assisting with homework. We want to develop in students a sense of responsibility and appropriate behavior, work habits. So we do that by offering character and prevention education. We also want to teach leadership skills. Provide opportunities for our students to participate in the arts and recreation and physical fitness. We know our time is limited during the day to be able to offer some of those types of activities, so 21st century does require us to offer that as a part of our program. So we want to make sure we're offering variety, we're offering field trips, we're taking that learning beyond the classroom. And then provide families with support services and assist them in supporting their children's educational endeavors. Again, offering the parenting classes and then doing things to increase family engagement. We're offering lots of volunteer opportunities this year, just trying to come up with different things that will get our parents more involved. And then the other thing we do in terms of rigor is make sure that we are aligned to our state after-school standards. We want to make sure that we are using best practices as our program operates. And so these are the areas that our state says that we need to be in compliance in terms of making sure we're operating a quality program. So we want to make sure that we have active and engaged learning, that we have a linkage to the school day, that we have health, nutrition, and physical fitness. We have a safe and supporting environment that promotes diversity. And then we also offer the opportunities for our staff to get professional development. So you'll see some pictures there of different things that represents what we're doing in those areas. One of the things that we did this past summer in terms of our staff professional development, we offered a class called the Millennials. And we decided to offer that class because I felt it was important that our staff understands the students that we serve, how they best learn, what things, are the buzzwords for them, just kind of their language. How do we best teach them? What types of things? We need to integrate more technology. So hearing all of those things, I think, help them get a better understanding of the population that we're serving. I think it also helped them get a better understanding of their own children as well. All right, so looking at our results, the final part of it is looking at our accountability. We, of course, have to be accountable for the funds that we receive. So we have individual objectives, so I'm going to share with you the objectives for ASAP 2, which is, again, in Indian Creek, Newton High, and West Newton. Our first objective is an academic objective. We're looking at state standardized test scores. We're looking at our CRCT scores and our EOCT scores. And we know that that'll change this year to the milestones and the EOCs. But we had an objective for 65% of our students participating in the program. And I highlighted 30 or more days because I want you to know that all of these results are going to be based on students who attended the program 30 or more days. 65% of those we said would meet or exceed standards in reading and language arts. Our result, we met the objective. We had 71.2% that met or exceeded the programmatic objective. Second objective looks at English language arts and reading grades. We also met that objective, 67.9% improved or maintained satisfactory grades. Objective 1.3, 50% of students participating will meet or exceed in mathematics. We met that objective. 57.2 met or exceeded the programmatic objective in math. One thing I want to mention here is that these objectives, we raise the bar every year. When we started the grant, when we received the grant, we started out like 45%. And so every year we raise the bar a little more, a little more, a little more. So we're up to where we are now with the objective percentages in our objectives. Objective 1.4, 60% will show improvement in classroom grades and maintain satisfactory grades, and that's in mathematics. We met that objective, 76.9% improved or maintained satisfactory grades. 1.5 is looking at credit recovery. We also met that objective. 70% of our students that had credit recovery classes successfully recovered their credit, 14 out of 20 courses. Objective 2.1, this one actually is measured by day teacher responses. And so we asked them questions about students completing homework, or is their behavior better? And so their day teachers actually gave us the feedback, and those results went to our outside evaluator who compiled these results. What we said was 70% of our students would demonstrate better homework completion and that it would be acceptable to their teachers. Teachers reported that 84.7% showed improvement in homework completion and to their satisfaction, and then 83.1% said that they are turning in homework on time. Objective 2.2, 70% of the students would demonstrate improvement in class participation. Teachers reported that 82.2% improved in class participation. Objective 2.3, 65% of students participating would demonstrate improvement in behavior. 78.8% of our teachers reported that they saw improvement regarding behavior, classroom behavior. So we also met that objective. 3.1, 50% of students participating in the program will meet or exceed in science. We met the objective by 57.3% and 50% on the EOCT. 3.2, 85% of students will report an increased appreciation. These are student-reported responses. 85% of the students will report an increased appreciation of the importance of science, art, recreation, and fitness. That's the enrichment piece. We met that objective. Overall, 93% of the students felt that they had a better understanding, and they spoke very positively about the enrichment activities, and I've given you a breakdown by area there for each activity. Objective 4.1, a minimum of 3 parent education classes, family involvement activities per site. The last couple of objectives are going to be measured by either attendance logs or by parent surveys. So objective 4.1 looks at the offerings and how many classes we offered for our parents. Each site was asked to offer at least 3. All of them offered at least 3 or more. There were a total of 16 offers, so we met that objective. Objective 4.2, 50% of parents of guardians will attend 2 parent education classes. That has been our most challenging objective, and we far exceeded what we thought we would, and at 70.2% of our parents having attended 2 or more meetings. Objective 4.3, 75% will report greater success in working with their children. Parents spoke very highly of the programs and the support that they received in being able to work better with their kids at home on academics. So we wanted to make sure that the classes were classes that would be beneficial to them. We know that a lot of times they have challenges helping them with the math, so we've had opportunities for them to come in and work with the teacher and learn how to do some of the math. We've had opportunities for them. That picture there shows where the parent came in and actually came and was coming in to learn about USA test prep and how that's used. So there were a lot of opportunities for parents to come in so that they could better support their children at home. Okay, this is ASAP 4. A lot of the objectives are the same, so I'm gonna try to go through this one quickly. Objective 4.1, again, is a CRCT, our standardized test objective. We met that objective, 81.3% exceeded in reading language arts on the standardized test. Objective 1.2, our measurement was 50%. We met the objective by 51.3%, maintaining satisfactory grades in reading language arts. Objective 3.1, 50% will meet or exceed in math on state standardized tests. We met that objective. Overall, 58.4 met or exceeded in math. Objective 4.1, 50% will show improvement in their math grades. Met the objective. 57.5% improved or maintained satisfactory math grades. Objective 1.5, 65% of our high school students will successfully complete their credit recovery classes. We met that objective. 89% successfully recovered at least 1 credit. Objective 2.1, 65% of the students will demonstrate improvement in homework completion. Again, this is a teacher reported objective. Teachers reported that 77.5% showed improvement in turning in homework. 79.9% improved in completing homework to their satisfaction. Objective 2.2 looks at classroom participation. Teachers, 82% reported improvement in class participation. 65% participating in the program will demonstrate better behavior. Teachers reported that 80% of them showed better classroom behavior. Objective 3.1, 50% attending the program will meet or exceed state standards in science. Our result was 57.1% met or exceeded standards on the CRCT or the EOCT in science. So we met that objective as well. 3.2, 85% of students participating will report increased appreciation of the enrichment activities. 89.4% overall reported increased appreciation. Again, those are broken out by area, by the activity. 4.1, a minimum of 5 parent education classes will be offered annually at the site. This was a little bit different than ASAP 2. We increased it to 5. ASAP 2 was only 3. We met that objective. All of the sites offered 5 or more activities. And then 4.2 looks at the parent participation again, looking at their attendance at least 2 events. 89.8% attended 2 or more events. So we met the objective. And then our final objective for ASAP 4 is 75% will report greater success in working with their children at home, and we also met that objective. 91% felt that they had better success working with their children in academics at home. So our evaluator gave us a couple of recommendations, and those are that he wants to see us continue to be diligent about finding ways to be able to coordinate the students' academics needs. How do we get that information from their day teacher? And right now we do that in a variety of ways. We've assigned students mentors and their mentors as their after-school teachers, and the after-school teachers will communicate with their day teachers. But what he's recommending is that we come up with some type of common system that we can use among all of our sites to be able to get that information. So we're working on that. The second one is making sure that we're continuing to communicate with our building administrators. There were some issues with us being displaced quite a bit. We did have conversations with the building principals, and that has decreased a whole lot. We're not having to move around as much, but we're going to continue to communicate with them about that. We have very supportive administrators. We've not had any issues there, but it's just being displaced is the challenge. And then the philosophy statement, just reviewing that, making sure that we're updating it as needed, and making sure that philosophy is shared with our parents and is in our printed materials. Provide ASAP teachers training with materials as well as physical fitness. We don't have access to the gym a lot of times, and so we have some challenges trying to get the physical fitness in. So you'll find that we'll be in the hallways trying to roll balls and doing all kinds of things to get that physical fitness in. And what he's recommending is that we have a curriculum such as a Take 10, where they might be working on academics and then they stop, take 10 minutes and do some physical activity. And so he's recommending that we integrate something like that into the program. And then continuing to allow networking time and sharing of best practices. That has worked for us very well. The sites are beginning to talk about things that work well, what's not working well, and getting ideas from each other. And then maintain efforts to attract additional parents to programs. So our parent participation has increased, and so he's just asking us to continue whatever we're doing for that to continue to be a success. Currently, I just wanted to give you an update, and I talked about this earlier. Here's where we are on our new grants, 3 new grants, 21st Century grants that are 5-year awards. The 5-year awards will total $5.25 million. And then we have 1 continuing grant, which is ASAP 4. We're in the 3rd year of that grant, but the 5-year award for that one is $2.5 million. And with the addition of the new grants, again, we have programs in every one of our schools, including Washington Street Community Center. Our Career Academy kids, the pre-K students, are served at Porterdale. So, any questions? I know that was a lot. I tried to go through it very quickly. Questions?
I just have one request. It was a lot of information. If you could, is it possible for you to forward that PowerPoint to me? It had a lot of numbers and great improvements, and I just want to be able to go through it again.
Yes, ma'am.
And study it. Thank you. Okay. We have no old business, so new business, item A.
Madam Chair,
Oh, yes.
approval.
We haven't got to it yet.
Don't you have to approve the financial report, superintendent's report?
Okay. New business, item A.
Item A, acceptance of 21st Century Community Learning Center grant. Recommendation, the superintendent recommends a continuation grant in the amount of $447,392, and new grants totaling $1,050,000 for 21st Century Community Learning Centers be approved.
Okay,
And we're asking for action on that item tonight,
Right.
based upon the presentation that was just seen.
okay, thank you. All right, I need a motion to move item A forward, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been motioned and properly second. Do we have any discussion? No discussion? Questions? Okay, I'll now call for the vote then. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Item B. Ms. Bullard?
The superintendent recommends the approval of a new 2-year contract with Mutual of Omaha to provide short and long-term disability and life insurance employee benefits. As background, this is our current provider, Mutual of Omaha. Their experience with us shows that paid benefits have exceeded premiums collected by 140%, and because of this history, our financial advisors, Cannon Financial, has said that it's not likely we would do better by bidding this process, so they have negotiated with them and got it down from a 35% increase to a 22% increase.
Okay. And we will need action on this item tonight, you guys, so I need a motion to move item B forward.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. The floor is now open for discussion. Any discussion or questions? None, I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Ms. Bullard. Mr. Barr, C and D.
In item C, the superintendent recommends a service truck needed for the student transportation department be purchased from Ginn Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Covington, Georgia. Invitation for bid C070-08, a bid for a service truck, was opened on August 29, 2014. The total price for the vehicle is $46,662, and this cost will be paid for from budgeted FY15 general funds. And that concludes item C.
Okay, go ahead with D.
Item D, the superintendent recommends the identified surplus property be disposed of per board policy DO. The property identified for your consideration is from Cousins and Indian Creek Middle Schools, Fairview Elementary, and the school nutrition program. And that concludes item D.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Mr. Barr on C or D? Okay, no questions, thank you. Dr. Shattuck, E and F.
Ms. Fury, Madam Chairwoman, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Item E is the superintendent recommends the approval of agreement for the internet content filter software needed for the school system with Trebon Company Incorporated of Seattle, Washington. What this is it's an internet content filter. Lightspeed provides an educationally focused content filtering solution that provides scalable, customizable protection for all devices that access the internet. The product provides safe internet access without over-blocking, which is necessary for 21st century learning environments. The software was selected by the technology department following a thorough evaluation process conducted to identify a most cost-effective internet content filter solution. The school system originally issued an invitation to bid in 2009 through which Lightspeed's internet content filter software was purchased. The school system will now utilize a competitively bid contract managed by PEPPIM, a national technology bidding and purchasing program to purchase the software. Lightspeed, through its reseller Trebon, is currently offering a 3-year agreement that will secure the price for the entire period. This will save the school system approximately $34,000 over the life of the agreement. The total cost of the purchase is $140,650 paid in 3 annual installments of $58,200 the first and second year and $24,250 the third year. The cost will be paid for out of general funds.
Okay. Do we have any questions for item E? Okay, you can go ahead with F.
Item F, the superintendent recommends the Safari montage components needed for the school system be purchased from Audio Enhancement Incorporated of Bluffdale, Utah. Safari Montage is a comprehensive suite of products designed to fulfill the digital media distribution and visual instructional needs of K-12 school systems. The solution provides teachers and students access to thousands of segmented and searchable videos, still images, web links, audio files, and other documents. It allows administrators to manage their digital media effectively while improving teaching, learning, and achievement for students in the classroom. The selected technology needed included software license renewals for the Managed Home Access, Core K8, and SuperCore 912 content packages, and annual hardware and software upgrades. The school system will utilize a competitively bid contract managed by PEPPIM, a national technology bidding and purchasing program to purchase the Safari montage components needed for all schools. The total cost of $36,980. The cost will be paid with the FY15 general funds.
Okay. Do we have any questions regarding item F? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shattuck.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Item G.
Item G, the superintendent requests that the board approve the personnel recommendations made during the executive session.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to approve item G.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Dr. Lockhart. Other matters of interest? Okay, with that being said, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Meeting adjourned.